So I'd like to welcome you all to the second challenge for the Queensland AI Labs initiative. For those that aren't aware, Queensland AI Labs is a not-for-profit organisation. We're being pulled together to drive innovation in the Queensland market and set Queensland up as a true innovator for new technology and in specifically AI and ML initiatives. For those that have joined us previously, we had Heritage Bank as our first corporate challenger, which has gone incredibly well. We had 14 odd respondents. They're in the final stages of assessing which one is going to take that forward and be the winner. But right now we're joined by WorkPac, a local Brisbane, another great Queensland story, Brisbane-based organisation that is the country's largest recruitment firm for largely, I think, and we'll learn a bit more from Tracy where they're from, but largely mining and heavy asset type industry. So I'm joined here by Tracy, who's the head of marketing. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
That's right. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick off a few questions just to introduce WorkPac and get the people who are listening in understanding where they're sort of positioned so that when we set up the challenge, people will have that sort of context. So I guess to sort of kick things off, you've been introduced to the concept of Queensland AI Labs. So the sort of things that you think this initiative is going to bring to WorkPac, are you able to share with that?
Well, for us, WorkPac is Queensland's largest privately owned recruitment company, one of Australia's largest, and we really see that partnering with an organisation like Queensland AI Labs, we get the opportunity to really broaden our ecosystem for innovation, couple that with our internal development team, and really make the most of Queensland's most amazing AI brains.
Outstanding. Yeah, look, it's a wonderful mechanism to I guess extract that knowledge and the collective enthusiasm of AI that Queensland actually has and direct it into your business, which I think is a great opportunity. So I've been a little bit aware of WorkPac over the last few years, and I know that you're a very innovative company already. Mm-hmm. So where do you see innovation taking WorkPac into the future? Like what's the roadmap going forward?
The roadmap for us is all, as I said, about building that ecosystem, but it's about, when you think about WorkPac, we've got a massive database of candidates, but it's about how do we use technology and innovation to actually make that easier for our candidates to engage with our incredible clients. We have some of you touched on this idea of mining clients, but we actually have clients in mining and health and construction and solar all across Australia, regional and rural Australia as well. So for us, it's about using that technology to make sure we're matching the right people with the right jobs. Can I just add to that, Jason? It's really important because our users and our job seekers really expect that Domino's or Uber experience. And it's also really important for us to differentiate ourselves by comparison to all of those other corporate or recruitment people who are fighting for that, that brilliant talent that we're also looking to attract.
Outstanding. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump to a videotape that's been recorded earlier by Wayne, and he's going to more formally introduce WorkPac from a corporate perspective, so people get a view of what the context of this upcoming challenge is going to be.
Hi, I'm Wayne Farrell, Executive Director of the WorkPac Group, and we're really thrilled to be collaborating with Queensland AI Labs. WorkPac was founded in 1997, and we have grown to be the largest privately owned recruitment company in Australia with our headquarters here in Brisbane. Our business model is straightforward. We employ and upskill people in industries like mining, health and construction. To be precise, 26,000 Australians found work through us last year. For over 2 decades, we have excelled in the delivery and self-managed technology developments. WorkPac employs a team of developers, VAs and engineers, and their technology solutions help us leverage thousands of clients, tens of thousands of job orders, and a database of over 1 million candidates. We have recognised a growing sector of innovators, and now we're expanding our in-house capability by forming an ecosystem of partners like you and Queensland AI Labs. We invite you to come and help us and our Australian job seekers on their job seeker journey.
All right, terrific. Thanks for that, Wayne. Great introduction to, the overall job seeker goals of WorkPac. I think incredibly relevant too, given the impacts of COVID and where we have found ourselves as a nation. So to be able to improve that job seeker service for all those people that have been adversely impacted, I think is an incredibly worthwhile exercise. Okay, and so we've now been joined by Mark, who's the Head of Technology at WorkPac. And all those previous innovations we've all heard about have been driven largely out of Mark's office. I guess what would be really cool for people to understand is what the key driver is from a WorkPac perspective for improving that job seeker experience.
Thanks, Jason. Well, the job seeker for us is effectively where the journey starts for a candidate at WorkPac. And without a candidate, there is no business, right? So, and the WorkPac model is slightly different from the typical recruitment model, where the relationship with our candidate doesn't stop at that placement. So it's in our best interest to keep that relationship going, ideally for years. So if we have a candidate has a bad experience, we might get them on a single placement. Fantastic. But after that placement, if they have a poor experience with us, they're likely not to come back. If they have a positive experience, then the aim is for us to, ideally, we have had candidates that have worked for us across several placements, several clients that hung around for years, which is in the best interest for everyone.
Yeah. All right. So I guess in the context of that life cycle management of the relationship between candidates and WorkPac, we're going to go to the challenge. So the next video will actually expand on what the challenge is. So those who are looking to form a team and respond, please get pens at the ready. All of this, of course, will be available on the Queensland AI Labs website. But please get ready, because this is where the rubber hits the road. Okay, so look, I hope all that information was clear, but as I said, if it isn't, go onto the Queensland AI Labs website and there'll be a lot more information. I guess while we've got Mark here, it's probably worth maybe just getting some words from Mark about the importance of tailoring that job seeker piece. Yep. So are you able to just maybe offer, from your perspective, the real kernel to the nut?
Ultimately, it's about providing a good experience for the candidate. The byproduct of that is that we encourage the candidate to provide us more information. We give them better relevance towards roles, and that means as a byproduct, the recruiters who the bane of their everyday job is going through reams and reams of job applications which just aren't suitable, and likewise for the candidates as well. The last thing a candidate or a job seeker wants is to be going through 2 job ads to only find that 1 or 2. So the hope out of this is that we're putting the most suitable, best positioned roles for the candidates front and centre, which as a byproduct of that is the recruiters also then get a tailored list of candidates pre-matched to a degree, which saves them, and the efficiency benefits are. I think they'll be exponential.
Excellent. So I guess there's a few things there, and probably at the heart of this is about data and information. Yep. So for the teams that are looking to take on this challenge, what sort of data are they expecting to have available for them in order to frame up some solutions? Yeah, and
it really is as simple as you expect. The key is the candidate data. So we've all applied for jobs before. It's just the key information such as work history. So any data you have on work history, we have got available. Education, qualifications, skills, any accreditations, any machine experience, for example, or job-related certificates. That's all at hand, and we're I think the differentiator for WorkPac is we've been collecting this data for 20 years. And we've also made, I think on average, we made about 30,000 placements each year.
Wow.
So if we extrapolate the candidates that have been across those placements over the years and all that data, that's effectively what we've got to work with.
Thanks for that, Mark. That's fantastic. So just as we get toward wrapping up, is there any sort of final comments or thoughts that you want to put forward in terms of how people should be thinking about this solution and
I think it's what excites us about it is we're looking forward to see that some diverse ideas, and not necessarily out of those that have got a recruitment or a labour hire background. It's a fairly simple model to operate on, and it's a fairly simple idea that we're trying to pitch forward. But we're really looking for some of those out of the box thinking, and ultimately it's about we want to empower the candidate and make that experience for them as simple and smooth as possible. Because we know that the flip side for that from a recruiter is that we're going to maximise the data we have on them, the relevant data. That's probably a key point, is that we want to almost guide them towards providing the right information towards the correct roles.
Yep.
And the flip side of that for WorkPac is it's going to enhance our efficiencies and our ability to place and find the right quality people for our clients.
Excellent.
So yeah, I think that's the exciting part. It's just it's tapping into some of those skills from some local talents to really start thinking outside the box.
Okay, I just want to thank both Tracy and Mark for making the time available and offering up this incredibly exciting challenge. As we've talked about previously, we've got I think a good dozen odd solutions in the pipeline, challenges in the pipeline that we want to progress over the next year or so. So look, there's plenty of stuff to come. I guess in closing, I'd like to throw to Estelle, who's the CIO for WorkPac, for some closing thoughts and comments about the challenge and how important they see this opportunity for WorkPac.
Thank you, Jason. We are looking to tap into local talent and actually productionalize one of these ideas. And not just for this isolated challenge, we are looking to what individuals and groups can actually help us and partner with us for the long run.
Okay, so that's a wrap, guys. A final thank you to Estelle, Mark, Tracy and Wayne for putting themselves out there and perpetuating the opportunity that exists as a result of Queensland AI Labs.